Okay, it's recording. Looking good? Right, yeah, okay. Hello, this is Daniel back again with another Book of the Week review. And my friends, it has been a while since I've done a book review on this channel, probably about 4 years or so, but finally I am back and I'm excited today to review the book, The Obstacle is the Way, one of my favorite books about building character and overcoming problems and challenges in your life and becoming a better person as a result. Now, I can speak from personal experience that this book brought me a lot of comfort and a lot of new ideas and ways to overcome my own personal challenges, both personal and professional in my life, especially a couple of years ago when I went through a really shitty time in my life and I had to kind of, buck up and I had to find ways to get through. This book was especially inspirational and helped me to overcome those challenges, to rise up and to become the person who I feel like I am today. So this book was written by a gentleman named Ryan Holiday. Some of you may know who he is. You may be interested in reading this book for yourself. Ryan Holiday is an interesting character. He's had a bit of a chameleonic career, first of all starting out as a marketing director for American Apparel, an interesting company in itself. Then moving on to being a bit of a marketing guru. He wrote 2 books around the marketing and PR world. One was called Trust Me, I'm Lying, and the second was called Growth Hacker Marketing. Both became kind of like underground hits and seminal classics in the field of new marketing, the new ways of thinking about how we market today. But then, unlike most marketing gurus out there, he disappeared. Ryan did a little bit of a pivot in his life and decided to write a book about Stoic philosophy, which is what this book is based upon. Now, if you haven't heard of Stoic philosophy, don't worry, like most people in the world who haven't, it's a pretty rare thing. Although it's become more popular today thanks to Ryan and also people like Tim Ferriss and a lot of CEOs and people out there who espouse this philosophy. But Stoic philosophy was invented a long time ago, in fact in 300 BC in Athens. And it was people with really cool names like Seneca and Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, who really kind of espoused these principles of Stoic philosophy, which really boiled down to the idea that a Stoic person is not really beaten by life. They're not excited and they're not upset. They're just very stoic in the face of challenges. Success or failure doesn't worry them. And The Obstacle is the Way kind of uses this philosophy and it weaves through with modern ideas to show ways that you can overcome your personal obstacles. So speaking for myself, there were 3 big lessons that I took from this book that I want to share with you. They're not exact chapters, but they're 3 lessons that I took away that I wanted to share that would hopefully be valuable for you if you're considering reading the book for yourself. Lesson number 1 for me was embrace the obstacle. Now, as I mentioned, I went through a pretty shitty time a couple of years ago in my life, and I was getting to a point where I was worn down. I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up, run away and hide. But this book taught me that the obstacle is the way, right? That's the title of the book. And you have to be willing to embrace the obstacle if you're going to get past it. Now, for most of us in life today, we don't really have huge obstacles. In reality, what we have problems, we have setbacks, we have disappointments or frustrations, and those things slowly wear us down. They make us just kind of want to give up, stay home and watch TV and not strive to be anything special in our lives. But The Obstacle is the Way makes you see it from a different angle. It makes you see the obstacle in front of you as the thing that you need to overcome. In a way, it becomes the target. Overcoming the obstacle becomes the goal that will give you the success that you seek. Now, for me, this was a real paradigm shift because it gave me a better sense of purpose in my life and it made me feel empowered because I was suddenly motivated to go towards the obstacle instead of trying to shy away from it or hide away from my problems in life. So that was my first lesson, was to embrace the obstacle and to move towards it. Lesson number 2 was about perception and emotion. Now, as you probably know, perception is everything when it comes to the way you manage your life. The way you see your life, the way you see yourself, the way you see other people really starts to color the impact that you have in the world and the way the world reacts to you. So in this book, he talks a lot about the perceptions that we have and in particular what we can do to change them. As well as that, he talks about the emotions, the emotional reactions that we have to other people and to circumstances and how they can actually bring us down or they can move us forward. The good thing about perception and emotion is that they are completely within our control if we're conscious of them. So in every situation, especially when you have a difficult obstacle in front of you, it comes down to your perception of the obstacle, whether you're going to go towards it or run away, what you see it as, whether it's a challenge or it's an opportunity or it's a big problem that you can't overcome. And also the emotions that you're going to have. Are you going to sit in disappointment and failure and frustration and dwell? Are you going to feel like a victim? Or are you going to see yourself and feel yourself as someone who is empowered, who is rising up against your challenges? So perception and emotion are huge tools in our toolkit that we have inside and are accessible to us at any time. Lesson number 3 for me was action solves all. Now, in any situation where we have an obstacle or a problem, the initial reaction is to stop, to wait and to see how things work out. We tend to go into inaction whenever we hit a wall or a barrier in our lives. However, the problem with inaction is that it removes the power from your personal situation. You end up feeling powerless, you end up feeling like you have no control simply because you've stopped taking action. And when you hit problems or obstacles in your life, that is the natural reaction. However, one of the things I learned from this book is that action solves a lot of the problems. Even if you can't take direct action towards a goal, you can still find alternatives. You can find different ways to try new things. You can seek the help of different people. You can ask for advice, and you can act on that advice in ways that you might not have before. And when you begin to act, you become much more empowered. So for me, this was a really important lesson in those most difficult times, was to keep acting, keep moving forward no matter what. And to finish with, there were 2 other key lessons that I took away from this book that I think are really important, that kind of balance each other. Now, the first is willpower, this ability that all of us have to channel our life force or our energy into a goal or a target or a mission in life. We can choose to use our willpower, or we can choose to let other people or circumstances wear down our willpower. The more that we use it, the more it grows and we become stronger as a person. On the other hand is the concept of acquiescence, which is a fancy sounding word, which basically means being accepting of the circumstances that you find yourself in. Now you might think to yourself, okay, how does willpower and acquiescence balance? Well, in my mind, that was a difficult thing as well, but I finally realized that you can move forward in your life, even if the circumstances aren't perfect for you, even if you're feeling like there's an obstacle in front, you can be accepting of those obstacles while still moving forward. And by doing both at once, by accepting the reality that you're in, but still using your will to move forward, to stay in action, you start to get very different results. So hopefully this book review gives you the impetus to check out the book, The Obstacle is the Way. As I said, personally, it got me through a very difficult time in my life and helped me to rise up in both character and success in my life. So if you're looking for a book to challenge you, to motivate you, and to get you back on track and to give you a kick in the ass, I recommend The Obstacle is the Way. So thanks for watching my Book of the Week review. There'll be another one coming soon. Please leave a comment or a like below. I'd love to hear your opinion if you've read the book or you have some extra insights that I didn't share. Thanks again for watching, and as always, thank you for improving yourself.